Hey everyone, SilentCiel here. Welcome to a brand new Pokemon Go video, which has been like a year since I last did a Pokemon Go video. Oh my goodness, it's been a long time. Anyway, what got me to do this video now? Mainly because while I was raiding around for Lugia and Articuno, I noticed a lot of Singaporeans do not know how to battle these legendary birds, which kind of disturbed me. Considering how the community isn't very well connected here in Singapore, unlike in the US, where most of the people are well versed with Pokemon Go YouTubers such as Trainer Tips, Mystic7 and Reversal, plus many more, including LEA. So now I decided to step up to do videos for Pokemon Go again, mainly because the Singapore community of Pokemon Go trainers is lacking information on how to battle Pokemon, or even to catch Pokemon, or even play the game in general, you know. So mostly the players now in Singapore are senior citizens. Yes, you heard me right, senior citizens, aging from 55 and above. So there are still people younger than that, from the age group of maybe about 25 and above, or even younger than that, but you know, mostly the majority are all senior citizens, and if not, it's like ranging from 35 to 45, you know, because they have families, they have kids that are young and they want to bring them out and play together. That's wonderful, you know. So this video I'm gonna mainly talk about Articuno. I'll do another video about Lugia, but this time around it's about Articuno. So yes, the main reason why I want to talk about this, because it's the trainers here in Singapore. Sorry, yeah, I'm just pressing around with my PlayStation 4. Okay, so the trainers here in Singapore do not know what Pokemon to use against Articuno. Now, we're gonna take a look at Articuno for a bit here. So as you can see, I've got like tons of Pikachus. Alright, so we're gonna look at Articuno here. Here, so I have one Articuno here, but it's not a very good IV one. So as you can see, we're gonna look at it closely to tell you what Pokemon types are best against Articuno. Now, I'm sure most of you guys who followed the Pokemon Go Singapore Facebook group, you probably know roughly a bit here and there about what typings are good for Articuno, but you are not sure what Pokemon to use to fight Articuno. So I'm gonna explain a bit on my perspective what Pokemons you can use for fighting Articuno. So as you can see, Articuno is an ice and flying type. If you take a look at the types here, so as you can see, so ice and flying, and you can see Articuno has mostly flying and ice type moves. So yeah, now what you want to use against Articuno, you can use okay, we're going to talk about their individual type weakness for now. So ice is weak against steel or metal. Most of us know it as steel type moves, you know, because that's how Pokemon games have named the type. You know, instead of metal they use steel. So so steel type moves, steel type Pokemon, you can use fire against ice as well. So if you guys want to know more about Pokemon typings, I would recommend you to Google up Pokemon type weakness chart. You know, so they'll show you a chart of Pokemon types for the video games, for the console games. So you can actually use that as a reference to study up what kind of typings is best against this particular Pokemon. So yes, so ice type, basically you can use metal and fire Pokemon to fight against them. So Articuno is weak against fire and metal type Pokemon. So as for flying types are weak against rock. So that's why most of the trainers overseas have recommended to use Golem but I'm going to talk about Golem later on in the video. Oh, I forgot, Ice is also weak against ground, so yeah, if you have Rhydon, you know, that kind of thing, that's pretty good as well. Yeah, so so flying types are weak against rock and electric type moves. So yeah, so you can picture roughly in your mind what kind of Pokemon are within those type ranges that you can actually use them against Articuno. So there we go. Okay, now I'm going to show you roughly some of the Pokemon that I normally use to fight Articuno. So as we look at the Pokedex, okay, so what you can use against Articuno, if you have a good Raichu from all the event release Pikachus, you can use Raichu to fight Articuno as well. You know, if you don't have the upcoming better versions of electric Pokemon that I'm going to announce. So yeah, Raichu, if not Pikachu, you know. If you're like Ash Ketchum, you do not want to evolve your Pikachu, so use Pikachu. So yeah, then for fire types, if you don't have a very powerful Charizard or Flareon, you can go with Ninetales, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, but of course you want to have hard-hitting Pokemon, means Pokemon that do a lot of damage, you know, within a and you probably want to look out for another thing is damage per second, so DPS. Now Pokemon who can unleash a lot of damage within a short amount of time, that's what we call DPS, damage per second. So you need to take note of moves that do a lot of hits, or they are quick. Basically, when you tap the screen, they are very quick, and they do a lot of damage within the short amount of time period. So the other Pokemon you can use is actually Arcanine. So we're talking about fire types now here, and Rapidash, you know, but of course looking at Ninetales and Rapidash, they don't really have a lot of HP, so not very ideal. But Arcanine, yes, you know, you can use that as well. And you have Flareon or Magma, you know, if you have been raiding for Magma, which I doubt anyone would have been, or you've got somehow hatched a good Magma, or you've caught a good Magma with good IVs, you know, then Magma would be ideal to fight Articuno as well. And of course Flareon. So I'm sure out there everybody should have at least a Flareon, because you know, when you try to evolve your Eevee, it turned out into a Flareon or Jolteon instead of a Vaporeon. I'm sure everybody has come across such a headache. So yeah, Flareon. And of course, if you have Gen 2 Pokemon, what would that be? You could have Magcargo, you know, to fight Articuno, and Houndoom if it does have fire type moves. So yeah, yes, Houndoom is a dark and fire Pokemon, so yes. I don't have Typhlosion because I have yet to evolve one, but yes, if you have Typhlosion, you can use Typhlosion to fight Articuno as well. Alright, so we're gonna go with the next typing that is actually good against you know, Articuno, you know, yeah, so you know, Charizard. So we have Charizard, we're gonna look down the line, so we have Charizard, we have Raichu that you can use, and if you know, if you have Sandslash that has good ground moves, you know, that kind of thing, and Ninetales, and Duck Trio, I guess, who knows. So what else is there? Let's see. Yeah, Rapidash, you know. Now I want to talk about Golem. Even though Golem has its type advantage against flying types, but apparently Golem, due to his lack in defense and HP, he apparently did not do very well against Articuno and Lugia. So Golem is a no-go. Okay, so the other thing you want to use against Articuno, which I highly recommend, I definitely highly recommend, because it has both typings to its weakness. So it is Magneton. So Magneton is both a steel and an electric type Pokemon. So the best recommended Pokemon to actually fight Articuno is Magneton. Yep. So Magneton is what you definitely want. So if Magneton has both a steel type move and an electric type move, for both its fast move and its charge move, go ahead, use it. You know, Magneton is definitely the Pokemon to go for fighting Articuno. And of course, not forgetting that flying Pokemon are also weak against ice moves, but because Articuno is an ice type Pokemon as well, it takes neutral damage, so it doesn't become super effective, it becomes neutral damage. Now, if you want to use ice type Pokemon against Articuno, go ahead and use Lapras, you know, because Lapras is quite a tanky Pokemon and it does quite a bit of damage. So Lapras, you know, Lapras is definitely a Pokemon you can use against Articuno, you know. So yeah, so okay, so the other Pokemon we probably go into here is, please don't use Electrode because this thing has low HP, low defense, and it doesn't have enough damage output to really do anything to Articuno. So please don't use it. You can use Electabuzz if you have a good IV Electabuzz, you know. So yeah, or if you want to play a troll, use Ditto. Transform into Articuno, because like I said, flying types are weak against ice. Articuno is an ice type. If you want to be a troll, please use Ditto to become an Articuno and use it against it. You know, that's pretty much how you can play. You can use Porygon as well if your Porygon has electric moves, you know, that kind of thing, and fire moves, you know. Yeah, so, and Jolteon, don't forget Jolteon. So yes, Jolteon is the most essential Pokemon you need against legendaries. So yeah, because it is weak against, I mean, legendary birds are weak against electric type, you know. So yeah, the only Pokemon that is very resistant to Jolteon is, sadly to say, Zapdos. So because it's electric and flying. Okay, now you can use Articuno to fight Articuno as well, so not too bad. Where else? Yes, Lantern. You can use Lantern to fight against Articuno because Lantern is a water and electric type Pokemon. So yeah, what else can you use here? So you have Mareep. You can use Ampharos as well. Yeah, so Ampharos, I don't have it yet, so Ampharos. Okay, moving on. Let's look. Oh yeah, so you can use Scizor because he is a bug and steel type Pokemon, but of course, bug is not very good against ice, so I wouldn't recommend Scizor. But you know, if you have no other things to use, Scizor, there you go. Mechago, like I said earlier, and of course, a lot of people did not notice that actually Skarmory can be used against Articuno, but a reason why most people don't use Skarmory as well is because flying types are weak against ice. So Skarmory is a flying and steel type Pokemon, so yeah, there we go. So Houndoom, definitely you can use it because if it has fire type moves, it can definitely fight against Articuno. Right, so that's pretty much it. I have not seen the rest of the Pokemon, so I'm not sure whether I'm actually missing out on anything. Oh yes, you can use Kingdra if Kingdra has ice type moves, so yeah, Kingdra. Alright, so that's pretty much it about fighting Articuno. Apparently the park down beside me is a Geodude nest now, so okay, so Articuno. Now, the main reason why I want to talk about fighting legendaries is because people have been constantly using what they know is meta against gyms. So they've been using Tyranitas, Dragonites, Blissey's, Snorlax, Vaporeons. You know, those are the default stuff that people will find at the beginning of the raid battle lobby. You know, don't use those, my goodness, please don't use those. I mean, Lapras is fine, you know, because flying types are weak against ice, but they do not know the reason behind using those Pokemon, you know. So people use Dragonites to fight Articuno. Please, people, please be smart about how you play against bosses like these. You know, these bosses need teamwork. You know, if you're just gonna tank the damage and claim the rewards, please don't get involved. Try at least to put in some effort, you know. So yeah, So main reason why you don't use Dragonite against Articuno is because dragons are weak against ice type moves, and Articuno is blasting ice type moves at you. Please don't use Dragonite, even though your Dragonite might have a good DPS. You know, if it was the last brute of attack, let's say for example your first round of Pokemon of 6 have been knocked out and you want to recover quickly to get in and do a last bit of damage to knock out Articuno, yes, you can use Dragonite, but please don't use Dragonite in the first round of offense. It is not practical. Please, people, play smart. You know, if you want to catch a legendary Pokemon, please contribute well enough. So I'm gonna say this in Chinese now because some of the uncle and aunties out there cannot understand English. So auntie uncle 们如果你们真的要打这些鸟的 legendary Pokemon, I'm not sure how you say legendary in Chinese. If you guys can do the subtitles for my video, go ahead and do it. You know, I'll greatly appreciate it. So 这些鸟真的不要用那些 Dragonite 啦，龙的 Pokemon， 他们是怕冰的攻击，所以请不要用它们。好，Okay, so there is no reason for you to use Blissey as well because Blissey's damage output is very low. It has a high defense and high HP, but it will not help you to knock out a legendary bird. You know, so yeah, 不要用 Blissey 也是因为真的是他们的攻击真的是不会打很多不会很痛了，真的是所以这个真的不要用 no, please don't use Blissey. 好 Okay, so yeah, and I noticed that a lot of people have been using Snorlax. Snorlax is fine if you want to use it as a last resort for tanking damage before the Pokemon falls. You know, you want to wait for other people to do a lot of damage, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, Snorlax is fine. Okay, so now we are going to talk about the layout of what you should bring. So here is what I highly recommend all trainers out there who are serious about taking down legendary Pokemon. Bring an offensive team of 4 minimum. 4 minimum. We're talking about Jolteons, Magnetons, Articunos, you know, things that can do a lot of damage to the legendary birds. Bring at least a minimum of 4. And the other 2 slots you can actually bring defensive Pokemon. If you want to, bring a Blissey if you want to. Honestly, if that's the only thing that you have that can take amount of damage, you know. And you know, if not, I will highly recommend bringing a Lapras or a Snorlax. You know, Blissey should be your last choice of defense if there is no other offensive offensive type Pokemon that you have. So I highly recommend a Lapras or a Snorlax if you want to dish out a bit of damage and yet tank damage from Articuno. So this is my minimum recommendation to you if you are planning to fight Articuno. Okay, so 4 offensive Pokemon and 2 defensive Pokemon. So here is the next step, a bit more aggressive. If you really want to knock out Articuno in one go without even going back into the battle again, I highly recommend 5 to 6 offensive Pokemon. So we're talking about maybe like a team of 3 Jolteons, you know, or a team of 6 Magnetons, that kind of thing. So yes, that's what you need to really be aggressive and fight Articuno. Now here's the reason why I recommend it in this manner. Now if you're in an area that you're staying and you don't have a lot of people in your area to help you take down the legendary birds, now I have myself, okay, I have tried myself. I've worked with a group of 10 people to take down Articuno. Now this was a very grueling battle. We barely made it. In fact, we only survived with roughly about 15 seconds left, you know, and we took down Articuno. Now a group of 10 people, and within these 10 people, we all use offensive Pokemon. So as you can see, now this is what happened. That was a day that I decided to do this video. So what happened was I got home from work and apparently the neighborhood had two Articuno Raids side by side. So this was one of the gyms, and the one here both had Articuno. So there were a bunch of people there trying to take Articuno down, but apparently everyone was bringing Dragonites, Tyranitas, Blissies in, and we couldn't dish out the amount of damage that we needed to knock out Articuno. I got so frustrated, I literally screamed out to everybody there, please do not use Dragonites, Blissies, Snorlax to fight Articuno. You're not going to be dishing out enough damage to do it. I had to translate it in Chinese for the uncle and aunties there as well, because they couldn't really understand English. So I had to say it out loud. And after listening to my recommendations, I told them to uncle auntie 们请用雷的 Pokemon, 火的 Pokemon, 铁的 Pokemon 因为这个鸟是怕这些种属性. I think that's how you say it in Chinese. So that's what I said. I know my Chinese is broken. My Chinese is not fantastic, honestly. To tell you the truth, it's not fantastic. So I tried to relay my message to them in Chinese. So I told them, please use fire, steel, and electric Pokemon to fight Articuno. After that, when we went in again, the 10 of us, I noticed everyone listened. Everyone listened, and we took it down. You know, barely, but with 10 people, we did it. I was so happy. Then after that, when we took it down, one of the aunties who listened to my words actually came up to me and asked, you know, I've been having a lot of problems catching the Articuno, the legendary birds, because I'm very bad with tossing the Pokeballs. So yeah, so I told them how to watch for the attack animation. So I'm going to roughly show you right now. So every Pokemon has a different kind of attack, you know, animation or even movement animation. So as you can see, Geodude actually moves to the right, or sometimes it moves to the left. But the legendary birds move similar to I would say Yanma. Okay, I'm gonna click up the Pokédex to just show you what kind of Pokemon that is similar to. Legendary birds move similar to Pidgeot. It moves up and down the screen. You know, it moves similar to Pharaoh. You know, they're all flying types. So, go back. Okay, so, but the most similar, I think it would be Aerodactyl, if you've ever met one. Noctowl, you know. Definitely not Yanma, because Yanma zooms around the map like ridiculously crazy. Skarmory, I'm sure most of you guys have seen Skarmory around, even though it's a bit rare. So yeah, so if you really want to practice catching legendary Pokemons, practice on these bird type Pokemons around that are common. It's definitely not the same as PG. Please don't practice on PG. It's not similar to PG. So yeah, you're going to look for evolved Pokemon. Oh yes, there's another Pokemon that you can feel or try practicing on that is a bit similar, and that would be Xatu. Now where's Xatu? Murkrow. Yeah, so where's Xatu? Yeah, there we go, Xatu. You can practice on Xatu as well. So yeah. Alright, so that's gonna be a wrap up for how to fight Articuno. I'll probably talk in the next video before this event ends about how to fight Lugia as well, and I'll probably do one about Moltres and Zapdos in the future as well, because those are coming once Articuno disappears on the 31st of July. Yeah, so we're gonna have to fight Moltres and try to capture Moltres, so we're gonna talk about that later on in the video as well, upcoming videos. So yeah, so happy battling Articuno and Lugia within this few days left that they are around, and I wish you all guys best of luck to try and capture it, because I know the capture rate for these legendary birds are ridiculously low. It really counts down on luck, even though you use golden raspberries, you know. Yeah, there is still a high chance for you not catching them. And I myself have faced quite a bit of troubles, but you know, I do have a Lugia, I do have an Articuno, I do have 2 Lugias and 1 Articuno. So as you can see, I'm having trouble getting more Articunos on my end. Yeah. So all the best to you guys, and try and get more legendary birds into your arsenal to fight the gyms in the future. You know. So Uncle Auntie 加油啊！抓那些鸟。Okay, until then, I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Bye!